Hi everyone, we're back.
Hello, hello, hello.
Hello, and welcome to another episode of Starseed Galactic Akashic Records readings with Diana Boles and Diane J. We're very happy to be back on. We haven't been back online, I think, for about 2 months. Yes,
2 months.
exactly. But we're very glad personally that you're here with us again, back with us,
Thank you.
Diana.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Yeah, this is about, let's see, I had the surgery on March 5th and I didn't do any shows on in March at all. So, yeah, my son was coming into town and all that business. So maybe I did one like on the 1st of March or something like that. But yeah, it's been quite a journey.
It's been quite a journey, and you're here. That's all
Yeah.
what matters. So, everyone, hello and welcome. If it's your first time here, Starseed Galactic Akashic Records readings is where we do exactly that. We read the Akashic Records for people, except the difference is that we focus on the galactic lifetimes. So, if you're interested in your Starseed history, what you did before you came here on Earth, you're in the right place. And if you're watching the replay, fantastic. Because even though we do personalized readings for people who we draw for, what's interesting about doing public shows like this, and I say this all the time, Diana, but what's very interesting about this is whenever we read for someone, the message for that someone usually resonates for another person. Even if that reading isn't for you, if the message of that past lifetime or the experiences in that past lifetime resonates for you, there's something that kind of activates for that person. It's like a recollection or a remembrance of their past as well, especially for people who have shared like the same star system, that experience. So it's really meaningful, even if you don't get drawn later or if you're just watching the replay. So I hope this helps for
Mhm.
you who's watching the replay. Don't forget to hit the like button if you haven't done that yet. And I just want to say hi to the people who are here very early. Hi, Lupe. I don't know if Lupe is here, but she's very early. She's at least 15 minutes early. Our
Wow.
friend Kaylee is also here.
She's a
Hi,
star.
Kaylee.
Hey, pogo, pogo.
Pogo Pogo is here. Hello. Stardust 315. Barbara Hart Love is also here. Oh, who is this?
I don't know. I've never seen her before.
Looks like a troublemaker. Now, this is Diana, everyone. Um, Warrior Widow, Nadia, hi.
Gosh, everybody, good to see you.
Yeah, it's good to see everyone. Dee Painless is here. Tiffany Teasdale is here.
Tiffany,
Tina Bobina is here. Hi, Annie Bear, who is whooshing
Annie,
through.
swooshing through. Hi, love.
And Missing Nelson is here. Red Dragon is here. Tinkerbell and Rossi. Later on, we might not be able to say hi to everyone because we want to focus on the readings. But yeah, I want to say hi to as much people as I can right now. Crystal LJ, hello. Crystal, this is the first time I am seeing you. Hello and welcome. And Jax is here. Hi, Jax. And Carrie is also here. And again, thank you, everyone.
Yeah.
Um, how this works is that we're going to draw for the people we are going to read for. And if you're interested in getting a Starseed Galactic Akashic or Galactic Akashic reading from us, these are mini readings. Um, all you have to do is, where is it? There we go. Type in hashtag stars in the chat. And then we are going to draw for um, how many? We'll try to do as much as we can right today in an hour. But yeah, if you're interested in joining the draw for a reading, type in hashtag stars. And when your name is drawn, let us know your question. We don't have any fixed question, but you can ask about your galactic origins, for example, oops, or galactic experiences. Um, Sometimes even fears that you have right now that are connected to the galactics or your star lifetimes or lifetimes in other star systems. Those are some of the questions that you can ask if you don't have a question. Okay. I think we're ready to draw for our first set. Let's draw for 4 people this time.
Yeah, sounds good.
Okay. And the first person we are reading for is
Oh,
Nadia, Warrior Widow. Congratulations, Nadia, and please type in your question.
Nadia.
The Painless. Congratulations, The Painless, and please type in your question. Tinkerbell. Congratulations, Tinkerbell, and please type in your question. Last for this round. Stardust 315. Congratulations, Stardust 315. Please type in your question. I love your name. I love your name, Stardust. It's very befitting. Okay, I'm just going to check the chat for. Okay. For the questions, I see Warrior Widow who is saying, just see what you can get that is relevant to this life. Yes, that is a good question, Warrior Widow. You can ask for starseed lifetimes that is relevant or affecting you in this current one. Because even though this lifetimes might have been like millions of Earth years ago, I find that they still have some effect on us. Not just some, actually, a lot. And we see it through like progressions of and soul developments whenever we do like full readings. We carry things with us, even though it's been many, many years ago, like millions of Earth years ago.
Yeah. Or it could have been just yesterday in your other lifetime.
Yes.
As we pick and choose where we are and how we are learning and remembering what we are, where we came from. So if you have an inclination, you need to believe in yourself, believe in that inclination, and you can bring it to us, but don't be afraid to venture out there. Even in Wikipedia, you will get some of the same answers that you would if you went to a Starseed channel, as far as the races of our ET heritage.
Yes. I recall that initially, even before I started reading the Akashic records, I was drawn to the Pleiadians. And I'm like, I didn't know why. Why is that? And then after, getting into this, I realized, oh, it was because I've been a Pleiadian more than any other like star race ever that I've incarnated. So like, yeah, trust your inclination, everyone. And Annie Bear, thank you so much for this. Annie Bear is saying both of these wonderful ladies do private readings as well. Thank you.
Thank you,
Thank you,
Anne.
Annie Bear. If you're interested in getting a reading from either of us, our details are in the description. You may email us to book a reading with us.
Annie, you always soften my heart. I don't know what that means, but it's like, oh, Annie's here. Hooray, I feel better.
Okay. So we're still waiting for Tinkerbell. Is Tinkerbell still here? I'm not seeing a question from Tinkerbell.
Oh. Is she in my chat?
I'm not quite sure.
I don't see her name here, even with the hello. So
Yeah. So while we're waiting for Tinkerbell, let's start with the first question
Sure.
from Warrior Widow, who is asking, just see what you can get. What galactic lifetime? Okay, we haven't opened the records yet, so my apologies,
Oh,
Nadia.
oh, duh. See, ladies and gentlemen, you'll have to forgive me. From time to time, I get a little glitchy.
Okay, please do the honors, Diana.
All right, so here we go with the incantation. We are surrounded by divine white light and divine grace of Source. We ask Archangel Michael to protect and guide us as we create sacred space and call forth our angels, our guides, our beings of light, and Akashic record masters. Allow us to receive what is needed for our greatest good and the greatest healing, and the greatest of these for humanity. Blue Star Sun, we ask for guiding light from you to aid our ability to see and read and heal what the records hold for us. The records are now open.
Yay! Okay, let's resume. Nadia is asking for a relevant lifetime that is relevant to this one from Starseed Life. What the Akashic Records Masters showed me, Nadia, were purple skies. So I haven't seen, or I'm not familiar with this place yet. So I'm going to ask the Masters where this is. Orion? Okay. Bellatrix. Mintaka. Alnilam. Oh, okay. Alnilam. So what they're telling me, Warrior Widow, is that you had a past lifetime in Orion, specifically in the star system called Alnilam. And this is in the belt stars. And Orion has been in a long period of war, or had been in a long period of war, and it only got out of that pretty recently. Um, the belt stars are the most peaceful part of Orion, and you were there. Now I'm going to see how this is relevant for you. You were a farmer in that lifetime, Nadia. I'm seeing a male figure. Okay, yes. They're confirming that you were male in that lifetime that they're showing me. You were not only a farmer, you were also a miner. Like I'm seeing you holding this pickaxe like thing. And you were mining for resources that are used to build ships because I'm seeing some iron, something similar to iron, if not iron itself. I'm hearing preparation. In that lifetime, since the star systems around you that are part of the constellation are in constant disarray and war, it felt very tiring for you, to be honest. And what I feel is like how I feel when there's a brewing anxiety. It's like anxiety level 1. Anxiety kind of builds up. So I feel it at level 1. You were there when the Orion Wars was just starting. That's the time period that I can give you. And from a farmer, you became a miner to mine ores in preparation for the war because those things are very precious and will prepare your people for the upcoming war. Okay, how is this affecting Nadia right now? Okay, they're telling me, Nadia, are you like an organizer or a very organized person? You like to prepare in advance for something? Because they're telling me this is the reason why there's kind of this anxiety, and you feel like something can change just in the blink of an eye. And it's because of that experience, because it's kind of what happened in Orion, for you at least. Like you were hoping for peace, and then suddenly it was lost. And suddenly, from being a farmer, you needed to adapt. That's also something that you got from Orion, your ability to adapt. I'm seeing the comments. Okay, Warrior Widow is saying 100%. And she says, I'm good at arranging people or arranging. Yes, that's what you got from Orion. And most of the time, Orion starseeds come here on Earth, Nadia, to help with shadow work. I mentioned that Orion was in a constant or in a long period of war back then, and they have recently got out of that. And the reason why that happened is because of the choice of the Orion starseeds to turn to light. And so when Orion starseeds come to Earth, their mission is to help people find their way back to light if they had gone dark. That's one of your missions, Nadia. I hope this helps, and thank you so much for letting us read for you.
Yeah,
Oh,
she's a very good organizer
yeah, I believe so.
of,
And
of
she's
whole affairs, not just people.
of all
For
affairs.
the
That's
whole
amazing.
affair for the people. Yeah.
She's also saying adapting is my biggest skill.
Hmm.
Yes,
Well,
you've
and that's
carried that
it,
over.
you know how it is when you organize a big event.
Mhm.
Sometimes you can't get what you want. You got to adapt.
Yes. Okay. Thank you so much, Nadia. And for you, Diana, we have hold on. Where's the list?
D. Pain.
Yes, D Painless, who is asking, I have never had a galactic reading, so anything that you see that would help this newbie.
Okay. Hi, newbie. All right, D. Let's see what we have to say. Okay. I want to start with the soul and for you to realize the soul is not really a human experience. It is not exclusive to the human experience. It is the part of you that is your starseed. It is the part of you that had its beginning elsewhere before you became this human being on planet Earth. Your soul had a beginning in Lyra, as so many have. Its first beginning in Lyra. After the explosion and the shattering, your soul fragmented. In those fragments, you went three different directions. It is why you felt so confused, human word, discombobulated, because you spent several lifetimes searching for your shards to put the soul back together. So you had the first energy that was lost came to planet Earth. The other two had gone to different locations in the Betelgeuse constellation. Now, that first soul, the one that you give credit to the most, the one that is your thinking person, your thinking soul, your thinking unity, the first one to come through was the one on earth. And that one on earth was able to connect with them in Betelgeuse. And you were on different spectrums in that Betelgeuse constellation. One part of you was at this end of the tuning fork, and the other part of you was in the fork itself. And the work that was being done by the Earthling is what helped to reconnect those two fragments. So they existed and finally rejoined after a few different lifetimes there. When they rejoined, they came and went to Andromeda. And I am seeing that you were in service, which is a normal behavior for Andromedans, but you were in service in a medical team. And when you entered, you came in through Egypt and found your soul immediately. The three pieces joined together. If we think of a triangle, your three pieces came back together, and you have been earth baptized. It wasn't your only life on earth. You left here again a full soul, and then that soul went on off to another land before it ended up coming back here. I'm getting Apollonia, that you were on Apollonia after you had found that unity, that you took off and went to Apollonia. Do you have anything that came in, Di?
Oh no, I wasn't checking. I wasn't tapping the records. I was checking the chat.
Okay. Well, I hope that helps, Dee.
Thank you so much, D Painless, and thank you for letting us read for you.
Yes, thank you.
So next up, we have Tinkerbell, who is asking, "Hello, what planet, starseed am I from, and any relevant information I should know for this lifetime? Unclear what to ask." So Tinkerbell, many of us have had many starseed lifetimes. We don't just come from one. We've had many. Sometimes there are 10, sometimes 26, even. What resonates the most for us are the places where we've had the most experience with. In my case, that was Pleiades, because I've had several lifetimes there, more than any other star system where I incarnated. Another one is the places where we've had like significant experiences at. Those are the things that resonate for us a lot. So for you, I'm going to ask for a lifetime that is relevant for you to know. Or maybe I can ask what star system you've incarnated the most at. That will be interesting. Okay. What star system masters did Tinkerbell incarnate from the most? Is it in Pleione? Okay. Other places in Pleiades? Just Pleione. She loves it. Okay. So Tinkerbell, what the Akashic Records masters were telling me is that you incarnated the most in a star system called Pleione. And that is in Pleiades. So you're also a Pleiadian, like me, although in a different star system. I'm going to see what kind of lifetime you had there. Can you show me a relevant past lifetime that Tinkerbell had in Pleione? I'm seeing a lot of mountains. You spent a lot of time in mountains there, Tinkerbell. Are you someone who prefers solitude? Because Pleione is, we call it the vacation star system. It's very peaceful, and a lot of people come there. It's like as a spiritual retreat, and you loved it there. That's why you kept coming back. That's what the Akashic Records masters were telling me. She loves the peace that Pleione offers, so she keeps coming back there. And you loved spending times in the mountains, is what I was seeing. So if you love hiking or going to retreat places where you can sit down, think, and spend time for yourself, this is why. Because it reminds you of home. Your home star seed or star seed home where you incarnated the most is in Pleione. And I even asked if there were other systems in Pleione that you visited or you frequent, and they were like, no. For her, it was Pleione and Pleione only. That was your home. You love the chill vibe, and just relaxing and being with nature and being at peace there. Oh, that's why. I was also seeing some ocean, but then they shifted to the mountains. They told me you lived on the mountains, but they were also showing me some ocean.
Ah,
And they're telling me she used to walk at the shores there for peace because of the ground. They're telling me grounding. There was something very grounded about walking barefoot near the shore or at the shore. The way the waves splash up to her ankles. It feels very relaxing, and she connects well through that. That's why. So I hope that helps, Tinkerbell. And thank you so much for letting us read for you. Crystal LJ is saying, sounds like heaven to me. It does sound like heaven, right? Whenever I remember our common friend, Paul White Dragon, whenever we feel stressed about Earth stuff, we always say, I'm going to take a Pleiadian vacation. We're going to Pleione next because it's very serene. Thank you so much, Tinkerbell, and we hope that helps. Okay, for you, Diana, here is Stardust, who is asking, can you hook me up with my Galactic pals, fam, for a look at before coming into my track with my identity and purpose? Was once clear but was blown sideways. Need help.
was once clear, but was blown sideways. Need help. Okay, so, the message that came through before about our soul is applies to everybody here, because when we go within, certain things come to light for us as individuals. And so that inclination was being that you feel has validity, has can't think of the right word, but okay, let's see. As humans say, 6 degrees of separation, and how we relate to each other this way. Consider 60 degrees. 60 minutes, 60 seconds to 1 minute, 60 minutes to 1 hour, 360 days to a year by the old calendar, 360 degrees to a full circle. Why is 60 so important? Why is 6 so important? It is 369 that is important. So there are 3 lifetimes that have been important to you that are affecting you now. They're saying you had a life as a cooper. On Earth, that means you are a barrel maker. But a cooper, what do you mean, cooper? They're showing me chicken coops. So you had something to do with the food industry, with the animal industry on a reptilian planet. They're not showing me the planet. I'm not catching the name. It's not a name I'm familiar with. They're showing me the letters, but I can't put it together. I'm sorry. You didn't like what was going on. Okay, they're telling me think Soylent Green. Think back to the movie Soylent Green. If you don't know that movie, look it up, please. But that's where you were as a reptilian, and your soul was not buying it, and you wanted out. So you became is that what the Cooper is? Okay, you're the Cooper who began these little cells, these little coops. And on Earth, if you think of the word coup, this is what you were doing as a reptilian. You began a revolt and changed. And it took a couple generations for it to happen, to be noticeable to Earthlings, because reptilians come to Earth quite a bit. So do not be frightened or shocked. But you had a resilient lifetime. You were a leader amongst your clan. You were a Cooper, a recooper, a coup starter. And they're showing, they're showing me a chrysalis popping butterfly. The strength you have comes from that you did so much on your own. You as a reptilian had that harder outer shell. Think of it that way. But you with your wet wings burst it open. And because of that, you have the strength to continue to fly in this lifetime, to make changes for those who are around you right now. They're showing me that there is someone who is, that you are aware of, who is the bully. And you are also aware of the person that is the recipient of that behavior. And how you are thinking about changing that for that person, you have the ability to do that. And don't leave me now. You can change that for this person and even the bully, because you have put so much work into your own soul and into so many others through many lifetimes. I hope that helped. My gosh. That chrysalis and the butterfly, that was amazing. I wish I could have shown it to you.
Like projected from our mind to the audience, right? It's
The mind's
interesting
eye.
that it's interesting that you said that, Diana, your last message for Stardust, because I was picking up something similar, or almost the same. Stardust, your mission on Earth is to being a transmuter. It's changing and helping people
Yeah.
transmute and change their energy from dark to light.
the the transformation of the hard
Yes.
of the caterpillar. He doesn't really kill himself to become a butterfly, but he changes his body with such force.
Yes.
And you can't help that chrysalis open. He has to do it for himself, or she has to do it for themselves. If they don't, they'll never be able to fly,
Yes.
because that's how their wings get strength.
Beautiful. And also, yes, I agree that about the reptilian lifetime. Everyone, please don't freak out when we say reptilian. Not all reptilians are bad. I was
No.
also hearing Stardust. You were from Sirius C. We know Sirius as a binary star system where there's Sirius A and Sirius B. But many, maybe even million years ago, there was a Sirius C. There was something that cataclysmic happened that happened in Sirius C. But I don't know if it got destroyed or it got. But yeah, something happened with Sirius C, and some of the people there actually came to Earth, and we now know them as the Anunnaki. And again, the Anunnaki aren't all that bad. There were some good Anunnaki as well. So don't think that just because you were a reptilian or had a reptilian lifetime that you're a bad person or that you were a bad human or being. Again, your message for today is about transmutation. Stardust, that is your main mission here on Earth. So I hope that helps. And thank you so much for letting us read for you. And
Yes.
everyone,
Stardust.
yeah, everyone, if you'd like to enter the draw for a reading, there's still time. We're done with the first four. We're going to draw for four more. Again, our hashtag for today is hashtag stars. So if you haven't typed it yet, please type it now. Um, but if you have typed it, then you're good for all the rest of the draw. And if you haven't subscribed to either of our channels, make sure that you are. YouTube has been at it again with removing subscribers. So please make sure that you are subscribed to the channels that you've been watching. And again, type in hashtag stars. We are going to draw for readings now. Mangled Unicorn Jax, hello, and please type in your question. Old Wind Walker, congratulations, Old Wind Walker, and please type in your question. Jen Lily, one rare orchid. Congratulations, Jen, and please type in your question. Last for this round. Nancy Ray 17. Congratulations, Nancy Ray, and please type in your question. Hot diggity dog. Jack says hot diggity dog. Okay. I got your question, Jax and Old Wind Walker. I got your question, Nancy. So we're still waiting for Jen Lily, one rare orchid. So, Jen, please type in your question. While you're doing that, we'll start with reading for Jax. This is Jax, who is asking, have I only been Arcturian and Earthling? What is the significance? Ah, I'm going to use a pendulum for this, and my yes is clockwise. And they're showing it to us clockwise, and counterclockwise is my no.
I'll be right back.
Okay. So has Jax only ever been Arcturian and Earthling? I'm getting a yes on this, Jax. I read for you before, so yeah, they're only confirming it now. they're, they're just confirming it. It's swinging wildly to say a strong yes. And okay, I'm going to ask, like, why has she only been in Arcturus before Earth? Arcturus is the most aligned with her soul growth. Okay, they're telling me that Arcturus challenged your mind, and you love challenges, is what I'm hearing. Like puzzles, rather puzzles, because they're showing me mind challenges and all these shapes that I don't understand. They're telling me it's like what do you call it? Sacred geometry. They're showing me sacred geometry, and it's very fascinating for you. That's why you stayed for a very long time in Arcturus. You also participated in many missions in Arcturus, and has been sent to other star systems. Okay, you were Arcturian, but you were also sent to different star systems. So you've had other experiences in other star systems. But what you did there were mostly, okay, they're telling me to improve planetary defense by using sacred geometry and using crystals. So, Jax, if you love crystals, now you know why. But that was your main job. Because to you, it's like the puzzles, the crystals are pieces of puzzles for you to solve, pieces of puzzles for you to put in the right places so they can function optimally. And it was a challenge for many beings, but not for you. It came to you naturally. It's a soul gift that you have. You have a critical mind, sometimes too critical, that you question a lot of things, but it's how you grow. And one day, as an Arcturian, you thought, huh, what if I go to Earth as an Earthling or as a human being there? How is it going to change or affect me? Okay, what is Jax's mission, please? Okay, can you show me? Main mission for this. Or when she first came to Earth. Still? Okay. I know that I've read for you before, Jax, and I know that your mission right now is to be a cycle breaker. But they're telling me that right before you came here, that was your mission. And they told me that, okay, the puzzle piece will not be, or the puzzle will not be complete unless you yourself become a piece. And you can't do that as an Arcturian. You needed to incarnate on Earth and be that final missing piece to change the picture. That's why you incarnated on Earth, or that's why you've been incarnating on Earth. Jax is saying, I do. I do love puzzles. Yes. They were just showing me stuff I just really did not understand. There were some things that looked familiar, like Metatron would show me, but I don't understand a thing. But maybe you will, Jax. But I hope this has been helpful, and thank you so much for letting us read for you.
I didn't hear much of your transmission, but as I was coming back to the room, I was listening and I heard, and I was showing, they call them those puzzle tricks, and there's a bunch of little metal shapes, and you got to get them unlocked, and then you got to get them back together. But that's what they were showing me, playing those things. That's funny. I haven't thought of those games since I was a little kid and Santa put them in my stocking, and I could never figure them out. My
Yeah,
dad
those puzzle
was a
pieces that you need to
genius.
take apart, right?
Yeah, yeah, and then you
And then
need
you
to
need
put
to
them back
put it
together.
back together.
Yeah, yeah, and they're just
Yeah.
like two pieces of metal, or three rings. How do you do the three rings? My dad was a genius at it, but I could never figure it out. I was bad enough with the Chinese finger things.
Jacques is also saying, my mom had me doing jigsaw puzzles when I was about 5.
Yes,
Amazing.
that one I'm good at. Jigsaw puzzles I'm good at.
Okay. I got John's question, and then who do we have next? We have Aldwin Walker next for you, Diana,
Alrighty. Hi.
who
Hi.
is asking,
Is there any past life situations that are having a negative and any with a positive impact on this lifetime? Well, yes, there are. But karma is not something that follows you from lifetime to lifetime. Lifetimes are about the lesson you learned there in that lifetime. And then that soul goes on to form another contract. And it chooses where the lifetime is to be. Whether it's in this dimension as an earthling, or living on Beta Centauri, or living on Lyra, or in the Pleiades. The first negative impact you felt came when you were living in Orion's belt. They're trying to show me the star, and I'm sorry, I'm not picking up. The name of the star is escaping Diana right now, so I'm sorry about that. Even though I can hear him talking, telling me. But you had been enslaved in that lifetime. And that did have a negative impact on you because you weren't one of the fortunate slaves who got to live in the big house and benefit from your environment, but rather you were enslaved to do the hard work, the construction of buildings. We think of enslavement on Earth because we've been told that it were slaves that built the pyramids. No, it wasn't enslaved peoples. It was dedicated peoples who were connected to the tall whites, the constructors of those pyramids. The pyramids keep showing up today. I don't know why they keep being put in my view. I think this is something for everybody here to be aware of. So there is a Hathor connection in that. And you were not part of the pyramid building here on Earth. So do not confuse what was just said with that. You were in hard construction on a planet that was like Tatooine. If you know your Star Wars, Tatooine is one of the planets. And it was where Luke got his beginning. So it's a desert-like planet. So that negative impact that you felt from being oppressed, suppressed, depressed, repressed has followed you through several lifetimes. And 3 of them are here. And your past 3 lifetimes have been on Earth. But it had such a big impact on you that you couldn't break free of that until this lifetime. This lifetime, you have been given the tools of your own memories. You need to trust in yourself because you make the positive outcome from any situation. You have become alert. You have antenna. Okay, they just showed me the little green alien with antennas, the little Martian with the antennas coming up. You have your own antennas. Oh, oh, and I can see you in a lifetime. You're wearing a white t-shirt with a red neckline, and you have short crop blonde hair or towhead, or maybe it's gray and with darker roots or whiter roots. But they are saying you have taken with you the knowledge from each of your lifetimes. And that first one had such an impact on you that you were a doormat for many, many lifetimes. And you now are done with that. And that deep within you, you know how to make positive out of the negative and can change that for yourself. I hope that helps. Hope that helps.
Thank you, Diana. And we hope that helps, Alden Walker. Thank you so much for letting us read for you. And there are people who just popped in. Hi, Hypnicity. Hi, Janet. Bora Bora is also here. Thank you, everyone, for being here. And if you haven't done it yet, please make sure that you hit the subscribe button and the like button if you haven't done that yet. Okay, next up, who do we have? We have Jen Lily One Rare Orchid. Okay, Jen is asking, I recently applied for a tax auditor position that feel like it may not be a great fit. Will I have another opportunity? Will that a better fit for me? Okay, Jen, we're not actually doing this types of reading right now because we are doing Galactic Akashic Records readings, but I am going to tweak it a little bit so that it will fit the format of the show. I'm going to ask for a soul gift that you have that may help you get or like make you understand what your soul gifts are. Because I'm feeling no, it's not a great fit for you. It's just a gut feeling that I have. That's usually correct, or that's usually a message from guides and angels. Yeah, they're telling me no, it's not a great fit. Uh, is it a great fit? Is the tax auditor position a great fit for Jen? I'm getting a no on this, Jen. Okay. What past lifetime can you show me that shows Jen's gifts, masters? Where does the strength lie? Is it in Merope or Procyon? Okay. So, Jen, the past lifetime that they're showing me or they want to bring forward is a past lifetime that you had in a star system called Procyon. Procyon is known for the strength of the beings there, like physical strength and also health. They're telling me you might be more fit in that area. So, something about not medical precisely. Okay, can you show me about her past lifetime that would help her in this situation, Master? They're telling me you love challenges, and what they're showing me is a firefighter. Jen. Okay. Was this a past lifetime that Jen had in Procyon? She was a firefighter. Firefighter. Okay, they're telling me not exactly, but your emergency response in that past lifetime, Jen. They're telling me, okay, that's a more accurate description, emergency response. So whenever someone got into an accident, you were a first responder back then because there's something about the adrenaline rush that you loved. And it might be something that you also crave for in this lifetime. I don't know if that makes sense for you, Jen. But you don't like office jobs. I feel like you get irked by it. You get bored. 9 to 5 isn't for you, is what they're telling me. Because you've had that experience in Procyon, you like the thrill, you like the adventure, you like the challenge. So something along those lines might be better fit for you. So I hope that helps, Jen. And thank you so much for letting us read for you. Old Walker has a comment. I don't like taxes, filing or auditing. Yes. And hello and welcome, Tracy B. I think she's a first time viewer. We don't. We are going to draw for some people if we still have time later. You can type in the hashtag stars to enter the draw, but we'll do our best to get to them if we can. Okay, next question that we have is from Nancy Ray.
Hi, Nancy. What star system in my past experience most influences my present lifetime? You have two that have come in. One is Andromeda, which many of us have spent a lifetime there because it is where we learn about community the most. They work very hard like bees and ants to keep the colony together, no matter what it takes from themselves as an individual. But I also get you were Zeta Reticuli, and this was not an easy life, and you from that harder life, it was not like it was willing. You were willing to be that way on Andromeda, but not as you were in Beta Reticuli. Zeta Reticuli. But that renewed hope came from that lifetime that you live with now. Like your willingness to try again, even just small things for yourself. You know, we all have frustrations and get angry, but you seem to control your anger in a different way. Like it's just water off the back of a duck. You know, you have the protection you need for that. And what they're showing me, why that lifetime was even harder, it's like you were the Hierophant. You were the Pope. You were a leader. You were a religious leader. And this goes back to the reflection of the soul, that the soul is actually something that comes to us from our past starseed lives. and that we just carry it with us lifetime after lifetime. It is plasma. We are plasma. The world, the earth, the universe, everything out there is plasma in different layers and different densities. And it is moving through that plasma that stops us or helps us flow. So, what you learned at being that Hierophant figure is how to detach yourself from the final outcome. So I hope that's helped, because I feel like in this lifetime, you are able to keep your head above it all and not get so emotionally entangled in the small stuff. Because, so many people get entangled in the small stuff.
Well, thank you so much, Diana. And thank you, Nancy Ray, for letting us read for you. So we're currently at the top of the hour. And we are going to end the show soon, but my guides were telling me that I have to answer this from
Okay.
Tracy B. Tracy, can you confirm if you're still in the chat, please? Say hi in the chat to let us know that you're still here. They keep putting my attention there. So there's a message here.
Sure.
And everyone, again, please don't forget to subscribe to both of our channels if you haven't done that yet. It really helps our channels grow and the community grow. Okay, Tracy is here. Okay. Hi, Diane and Diana. I have come to understand that I am a starseed. Is there anything you can tell me about this origin, please? So, as we have previously mentioned, Tracy, we aren't just one starseed type. We are a mix. Since we've traveled so many lifetimes in different star systems, or we've had many lifetimes in different star systems, it's possible that you've had many. It's not just one that you resonate with, and that's okay. That's very normal. Except for Jax, of course, who's only been on Arcturus and on Earth. But also, I'm getting Tracy. You're also an Arcturian, just like the previous reading that we had with Jax. You're also an Arcturian, and I'm going to see what kind of adventures you had in Arcturus that would be relevant for you to know right now, or that is relevant for you right now. Was she the green Arcturus? Arcturian? Okay. Is she in construction back then? Architect. Okay. Tracy, this is very interesting. Most of the Arcturians I've met and read for have blue skin or had blue skin in their Arcturian lifetimes. You had green. And I've only read for another green Arcturian once. So you were one of the green Arcturians. Arcturus is a star system that's located in the Bootes constellation. Okay. And they're showing me like the dwelling place that you lived. And you were like pointing stuff at the people constructing it. And they're telling me that you were the architect. You were an architect back then. So you are also very analytically minded, is what the Akashic Records Masters are telling me. And it's something that you brought with you today. So if you're into, architecture and building things, that's why. So I hope that helps, Tracy. And thank you so much for letting us read for you. Would you like to add anything to that?
Well,
Diane?
I too got Arcturus, and I also got Asasani, and that she was a midwife there.
That's awesome.
So I just add that. I thought that was pretty cool, because in so many ways you're still an architect.
Yes.
Right? Get that big.
Indeed. It's funny when you put it that way, but yeah. Yeah.
It's okay.
We are now at the top of the hour. Everyone, thank you so much for being with us and sharing your Friday night with us. Again, if you haven't done it yet, please make sure that you like this video and subscribe to both of our channels to help our channels grow. We are going to be back in 2 weeks, so if you didn't get a reading, make sure that you are subscribed so we can do that. Maybe next time you can get drawn next time. For now, let's close the Akashic records.
Okay. And before I close, I just want to apologize because most of you already know that why I took the time off. I had surgery. All of that's wonderful and going excellent, excellent. But I still get glitches from the anesthetic. And some of the words are there, but they get all garbled and I can't hear or I can't see them and I can't get the letters to come out of my mouth. I know what it says, but I can't get it off my tongue. So please forgive me if you don't mind.
You did amazing, Diana.
Oh, thank you. All right. So let's take 3 deep breaths and exhale with your mouth open. See, I forgot to open with the breathing. Please place us in a steady stream of divine white light, the white light of divine guidance and divine grace. Michael, wrap your blue bubble of protection around us that shrinks to fit as we step into the healing teal green orb of Raphael that floats and shares and spreads and transfers. The divine white light, the white light of divine guidance and divine grace. So mote it be. Thank you for these messages from the hallowed halls, sacred texts, and the divine masters of record, as well as our own personal guides and our guardians. The records are now closed.
Thank you so much, Diana, and thank you, everyone.
Yeah.
Diana, what do you have coming up for you?
Well, I almost forgot. I have the New Moon show tonight with Valerie. So that will be on at 8:00. And then Tuesday, I'll be doing the Dream show. And then starting in May, I will be doing Friday morning meditation with the Holding Your Space crew. And soon I will be back to Sunday on the sofa, maybe even this week. I don't know. Just depends on how tired I am tomorrow after yard work and stuff that I need to get done around this house.
You take it easy, Diana,
Yeah,
and be gentle with yourself, okay?
Trying to break back in slow. I was, like 4 or 5 shows a week. I don't know how some people do that because
Yeah.
there's a lot of energy that flows between us and our crew that's sitting in the chat. So
Yes.
just know we all love you very much. Thank you so
Yes.
much for coming.
And for me, I will be back again later with Linda de Gonzalez and Gerald from Tarot Stash. We will be doing one of our favorite shows, The Fart Show.
I knew it.
And later on, we are going to talk about farts as a love language. Because we only fart in front of people we trust. You're not going to do that if you don't trust anyone, the person in front of you. You're going to
Unless
hold it
you're my
in.
brother, you fart to be offensive.
Yes.
Like
That's
not
another
only
one.
lighting them up.
Yeah,
but
so
taking
you're
aim.
interested. So everyone, if you're interested in talking about vulnerability and expressing your love, check that show out. We will be on at 8 p.m. Eastern as well. Sorry, it's the same as this show. I would hate to miss your show with Val. I'm going to watch the replay though, Diana. So everyone, I hope to see you there. And on Sunday, I'll be back again for Soul Cloud. Last time I announced that I will be doing Soul Cloud Connect with you, Diana, but we're postponing that again for another week. So
Yeah.
this week on Soul Cloud, I'll be answering one of the most most frequently asked questions. Did I live as my grandfather or great grandfather in a
Oh,
previous lifetime? So the misconceptions and the truth about incarnating into families. So I hope to see you there if you're interested in that topic. And afterwards, at the second part of the show, I'll do Akashic Records readings again and energy clearing. So if you didn't get a reading today, please make sure that you get onto that show so that you can get more chances to get drawn. So thank you so much, everyone, and we hope to see you again soon. Bye.
bye-bye.